All right, guys, we're ready for another day of ELA. We're going to continue doing what we did yesterday. We're going to have some Valentines slides and one little assignment. So let's take a look at what you need to do for me today. The first part here is called A New Kind of Kindness. And so we're going to read about Glenn and the National Act of Kindness Day. I want you to read about that. You're going to give a summary of it. Remember, when you got these, you just click on it and then start typing. Okay, if it goes like that, don't worry about it. I'll see if I can fix it where it won't do that for you. There we go. Shouldn't do it now. When you start typing, just click on it, start typing. Okay, and I've got your little circle here. Which one of these is in a random act of kindness? Draw it. Just drag the circle over the letter you think it might be. Okay, so just do that. And then these three right here, just click on them and start typing to answer those questions. All right, the next slide. This is a little easy story about Allie's special Valentines. I want you to read this story, and then you've got some activities to do with it. Obviously, click and type in these. How do Allie's feelings change? Drag the arrow if you think she goes from mad to sad. You're going to drag it and point at that. If you think she goes from happy to sad, you're going to point it at that. If you think it's sad to happy, then point it at that. Okay? And then click down here, and that'll be simple. Just type in there. On the next slide, we're still talking about Allie's special Valentines. Type in here. Tell me who the characters are in the story. That's the people in the story. What's the setting? Does it happen in her house? Does it happen at school? Does it happen in the park? Tell me where the setting is. What's the problem in the story? What's the issue that needs to be solved in the story? What is the problem that Allie's having? And then what's the solution? Okay. Type in those boxes. Tell me that. Remember, when we end the modules, we talk about connections. And so this passage reminds me of, was there a time when you were doing Valentines and something happened to you, like what happens to Allie in the story? Tell about it. Remind you of something. You got to put something in here. And then why does it remind you of that? Because, all right. And then does the story make you, what kind of connection does the story make you think of? Text to yourself something that happened to you. Or does Allie's story remind you of another story you've read? Or Allie's story remind you of something that's happened in the world? So you'll drag your little smiley face, put it in the cloud, decide which one you think goes there. It's not a right or wrong answer. It's just which one it reminds you of. That you can take the story about Allie to yourself, to some other book, or to the world. Okay? So that's simple enough. After we do this slide, we're going to add some adjectives. So watch me. I'm going to do the first one for you, and then you're going to go back and do it again. So you have to retype these sentences. And the first sentence says, I really love chocolate. All right. I want you to add two showing details. Let's just call them adjectives. Add two details to make the topic more visually descriptive. So think of imagery and people being able to see it in their head. So I'm going to use two adjectives to describe chocolate. So I really love, then I'm going to put two adjectives to describe chocolate. I love soft, caramelly chocolate. I don't know if I spelled caramelly right. I'm just going to make it simpler. I love soft, sweet chocolate. I don't like crunchy. I just like it to be soft. I really love soft, sweet chocolate. So I added these two adjectives. You don't have to, you can do that, but you don't have to put those. You could put dark sweet chocolate. You could put cherry-filled chocolate. I mean, anything like that is okay. But add two adjectives to these sentences on each one of these. There's other boxes in case you need to make your sentence any longer. You can probably fit it in the first one though. Okay. After you got that, you've got a funny story called Roses Are Pink, Your Feet Really Stink. You can watch it. All right. After you get all your slides done, go to your Valentine's spelling practice. These are just like the ones we always do. This is from your Valentine's spelling list. Remember, all right, here you've got this. On yesterday's slides, you might want to jot these words down on the piece of paper if you need to pause the video so that you can see how to spell them, because you've got to do this right here. You got to choose the word that's spelled correctly. Okay, watch this first one. That one and that one are spelled the same, but notice what's different about them. Make sure you choose the one that's correct on your spelling list. Okay, all right, I'll let you get started. Have a fun time doing your Valentine's ELA activities.